All right, good morning, boys and girls. It's time to get the photo club meeting started. Um, oh, this is aggravating. Today is November 6th. Let's get started. Good morning, everybody. Did you sign in, please? I hope everybody signed in. Please take a moment to silence your cameras. And then, are there any guests today?
Yes, we have several.
Several. Good.
Yeah. One membership application, one registration.
Perfect.
Checks for both.
Thank you. I don't need that. I don't need that envelope. Charlie, I don't need the envelope. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you please stand up and introduce yourselves to us, please?
Michelle and then Chris Rumble.
Welcome. What's married?
2465.
2465, and you're a photography enthusiast?
We are.
This is yours?
No,
You have a, where you go?
we need an application.
Got it.
Fairly new. We moved in just as the pandemic hit and major world shut down completely. So we're sort of emerging from our cocoon.
This is the first thing we've done.
You've heard one.
Thanks for the info. So that
Well, this is embarrassing. Looks like I gave up my last application last time. So we'll make one up. All I need is your
Delivery the next day. Delivery tomorrow.
name, number,
Or cancel your.
email address, and phone number.
How is that?
And are you both joining? $15 from that. And then
Great, thanks
you'll
very
get a check or a cash at the end of the meeting.
I cleaned out.
Note to self, print more membership applications. Got it. Thank you. Here's the crew that keeps the doors open for us. Ruth is still out of town. She takes care of the display case right across the hallway. Charlene is your fall art show chair. Jan is a member at large. I'm here. Walt is our technical director, and Marion is our theme co-chair. And not showing here is Betsy Flatten, who takes care of our photo shoots, and Mary Flatten, who helps on the photo shoots. And now I'd like to turn it over to Charlene because she needs people.
Well, I've been sort of prowling. And if we, the art show isn't magic, unfortunately. So we need people to help set up, we need people to help take down, we need people to kind of be there during the day for various things. We get very little time for the setup, and I think I kind of hit up all the guys that are strong in the room, so that's good. Then during the show, we have people coming in, we give them their checkout things and do the little check, they hang all their stuff. Then we have a party, and Jan's gonna set up all the food for the party. So there, and then the next day we have the takedown and kind of watching over the sales table and that kind of stuff. If you've been to an art show before, you know that there are many, many people involved. This year, because of COVID and because a lot of people aren't coming back, we decided not to do the door greeters. So we normally have door greeters throughout the day that are handing out the viewer's choice ballots. We'll still have the viewer's choice ballots. We'll have them on a table. We'll have the pencils. We'll have a little sign saying, please take a ballot and vote for your favorite. And of course, they may ask, and we can help anybody who's confused. But then we will have viewer's choice ballot counter who will come and get those ballots and count them up just like we do every single year. So we still have the viewer's choice. It's just going to be run a little bit differently. And so if you have not signed up for anything on Saturday or Friday the setup day, Saturday the exhibit and takedown day, I'm asking if you would. If you are on Zoom and you're not able to actually physically sign, if you could give me a call and tell me that I can sign up for something and just let me know what time, I can help you out there. I'll put your down. And I really appreciate any and all help that I get. I'm going to be asking again next week. So, yeah, I'm like the hound of hell here. So,
Thank you, Shirley.
all right. Thanks very much.
Okay. Communications, we have our own website. We have our own Google group. We have a lockbox at Manor 2312. This is a one-stop, one-drop. You can drop off your dues. You can drop off your thumb drives for weekly challenges. You can also drop off your monthly challenge photos. That's 1 to 3 photos, 8 by 10, that go on the display case behind you. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And of course, your fall art show registration forms can also go in the lockbox. Because the lockbox is not familiar to the outside world like our 2D and 3D people, I went ahead and put the traditional pink basket up just like old times, okay? Because those that are not members of the club, most remember the pink basket more than they'll know about the lockbox. So either one works. They both work. Check several times a day. Next week's the board meeting. Got the hanging party on the 19th. Art show on the 20th. We're dark on Thanksgiving, and another board meeting on December 8th, and we're closed for Christmas. New Year's, I sent you the details on the Leisure World Foundation exhibit. It's going to be pictures of Arizona. So you can start calling your photos now and start setting them aside in a separate folder, that ones that you want to display. And more about that later as we go along. Here's where we are on the grid today. We're on November 6th, which means the monthly challenges are fences in black and white. I mean, yards in black and white. Today's weekly challenge is fences, and then our activity is Color Me Purple. A lot of you are wearing purple, which was the idea. You're in on the fun. That's great. I appreciate it. And if you're not wearing purple, like pink or like Walt, then I hope you left your quarter up at the sign-in desk so that we can find you for not wearing purple today. Okay, the weekly challenges we went over real quickly. Today is fences. Next week is citrus. December 4th is neon. December 11th, there's no challenge because we have a guest speaker. And then December 15th is baskets. And never question my purpleness. Here's the details on the monthly challenge. This is how we get the photos for the display case across the way. The monthly challenge is yards for October, black and white for November. And we combined both of those months for a combined deadline of November 30th. And that's basically for anywhere from 1 to 3 photos. Can be any size up to 11 by 14, 8 by 10 preferred. The limit is 3 photos dropped in the lockbox at 2312. And just put your name and just put your name on the back of the photo. In the old days, we used to get those back to you. Nowadays, we donate those to Banner Baywood. They use in their sunshine programs to cheer up patients and nurses alike. And then what you get for this program is you get your photo on display for all the residents to enjoy for a month at least, a chance to win based on resident voting. You get bragging rights if you win and get recognized on the post, and you get a gold star just for participating. And here's where we need help. I printed 3 yards and 3 black and whites myself, but I personally do not wish to win the contest, so I would appreciate it if someone else would join in. So we need your yards and we need your black and whites. And you get a gold star for each. Turn in 1 photo, you get 1 gold star. 2 photos get 2 gold stars, etc. Today's agenda, we pretty well did the welcome. We've done the overview so far. The weekly challenge is next, and then we'll do the purple presentation. Next week will be food court. Most of you remember from the presentation of all the activities, the food court is basically everybody bring a dish. And what we'll do is we'll put those in the art studio on a table before the meeting. And I don't know if you need to put a sticky note next to your plate or not, but it might not be a bad idea. But we need at least a half a dozen or so of you to bring a, even if it's a plate of cookies. You know, we were looking for something to get people up out of their chair, behind a camera, and looking at a subject. And the idea being that we will we'll take these food items, donuts or cookies or cake or pie or whatever it is, meatballs, whatever, and we'll arrange these in some sort of artistic fashion. And then we will take pictures until everybody's had a decent chance to shoot this or shoot that they want. Then when everybody's satisfied, they've got all the pictures they want, we'll leave everything. So that's next week.
For those who don't know, this is going to be in the studio across the passage.
Oh, good point. Yeah,
That's where the setup is.
exactly. Okay.
Bob, is there anything that we're going to be doing with those pictures that we're taking?
Yeah, we're going to thank you. Yeah, we're going to show them. So I'll give you a link to upload those, and then we'll share them at the following meeting or sometime in the near future if you need more time to process them. Okay, let's go here. Let's do this. Okay, let's do fences. Is-
Well, how many are really in attendance at our meeting today?
We're
2, 3, 4, 5, if you don't count 2 Bennett's and the theater view.
Thank you.
So we are not back to full steam. There's a lot of Canadians that are not back yet. There's a lot of Chicago and northern people that haven't quite gotten the hint yet about the cold, but they will. And so we're starting out a little slow, but I'm hoping that we'll gain speed as we go along. All right, these are shots from myself, and the topic is fences, and this is at the Wild Animal Park up north. Oops. Here we go. This is at the Mystery Castle. Remember, it was one of our photo shoots years ago. It's a nice decorative fence. This one is from Old Town Florence. I thought it was a very interesting gate. This is also from Old Town Florence, one of the historic homes. This is from the Fort Worth Stockyards. I was traveling back there years ago. And this is from the Missouri State Prison. My father, my real father, my blood father, actually spent time here. I didn't find my real family until a couple of years ago. Some of you probably remember that. And my father was had a really good thing for cars. He just loved cars. But the problem was he wrote hot checks for them. So it created a problem. So he was in there several times. In fact, I checked with the prison to find out where he would have been. And he would have been in section 4. And while I was there, I did visit section 4. I saw It was kind of a moment, you know, me and Dad. My mother, it turns out, I only missed her by 8 years. Came that close. So, but it was a big deal. It was to find my family after all those years was really a big deal. Okay, and that's that on that one. Next,
Is there a limit on how many one can submit?
8, yes, there is. I'm glad you brought that up, 8. Charlene,
Yeah, so this is me. I get extra points for this because there's purple in it.
that's right. Extra credit, good for you.
And this is at the ball field by Salt River. I mean, the Salt River ball field?
Salt River Fields,
Yeah.
terrific. Oops,
Okay. This is at Boyce Thompson Arboretum. This is the sort of the
That's-
replica of the Australian homestead.
Yep.
And I really like the fence. Softball field, where my granddaughters play softball.
also extra credit.
Also,
I love it.
this is the fence lining the path up at Sunset Crater Park. And you can, I think it's about a 3-mile walk around there. The farthest from us is sort of like going through Death Valley because it's black. Full sun, but closer to it, very nice.
Very nice.
And this is up in Sedona at the VBRB. If you haven't been to the VBRB, they've got some amazing petroglyphs up there. It's instead of turning left to go into Oak Creek Village, you turn right and just follow the signs for VBRB, and it's an old ranch that's out there. Very cool.
Bar B, it's called?
VBRB, and it is a site of hundreds of petroglyphs.
Oh,
Yeah.
good to know. Thank you. All right. Next is Jeanette. What do we have here?
This was in Colorado. I'm trying to remember the park. We used to go to a lot of parks in Colorado, and we're just walking through there. This is like a red rock park. Those rocks behind there just come out of the ground, but that was just one of the areas in that park that we went to.
Beautiful.
And this was Chatfield Park in Colorado again. It's like a riparian area. There's water. You can't see it very well, but there's water back there. We walk through there all the time.
Very nice.
Nice area to walk.
Very good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Marge,
Hey. This is on the way up to Big Sur in California.
When was that taken?
On the way to Big Sur in California,
But what time of year was it taken?
I would imagine the fall.
Oh.
And this was taking up near Taos. They have a settlement that they're off the grid. And they use a lot of things, and they use those bottles to make their fence.
a lot of drinking involved in that one.
True. And this is, I think near Monterey. or maybe over by Carmel, in California.
Oh, gorgeous.
And this is up in the redwoods north of Santa Cruz. What's it called? I don't know. The redwoods.
The Redwood.
Yeah,
Henry Cole State Park.
yes. Okay.
And I'm supposed to help out with this. This is Tony Sammet's Wildlife Sanctuary, just outside of Salinas. And this is right next door to a property of a good friend of ours. So Marge is aware of it, and you took some students there.
This is Madison, that's Madison and Reese,
Oh, I'm sorry.
my grandkids.
I was
yes.
talking and not listening.
Yeah.
It looks like it might be an electric fence.
Yes, I think so.
I got stung by a few of those when I was a kid.
For $5, you can buy a bucket of carrots and have your kids feed them.
Very good.
Yeah. And this is in Savannah, Georgia.
Very nice.
And this actually is in the middle of Kansas. We were driving through Kansas and we saw this and I said, we've got to stop because I like fences. So it's very unusual.
That is,
Limestone.
They went on for what, maybe 4 or 5 miles and then nothing. So,
huh, very unusual.
Not too many trees right there, though.
No.
and this is Yosemite. I think I misspelled it. I know. Okay.
Nobody can see. It's all right.
I saw it
old-
after it's in it.
Good old stone fence.
Right. Mhm.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Mhm.
Wolfgang, tell us about these.
So yeah, fences, I don't recall where I took this one. Just thought it was interesting textures with the wires and the wood.
Absolutely.
It's a really nice detail.
It really is. All of his detail. Looks like my dad's place.
This is a place called the Great Bay Riparian in New Hampshire.
Oh, very
It's,
good.
this used to be the old Pease Air Force Base Weapons Storage Facility, which I say old because it's closed now, but certainly the remnants are all still there from days gone by. And you can see a lot of rust here because it is pretty much directly right on the ocean here. There's a few pictures of that area.
Very nice.
There.
Time takes its toll. Is that a lightning strike?
It appears to be. I don't know. Again, it's just the different textures of barbed wire and the metal poles and the wood pole.
Excellent.
Crazy fence, I call this one. This is in Colorado.
From the horseshoe, I think it might be to keep horses somewhere. It's a little horseshoe
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Ooh, look at the web.
This one is, I took this one up in Maine, actually, near the docks.
Wow. How did you
And,
get that shot?
and this is out in the wild outside of Denver.
Did he make it?
He made it, yeah. It's
Looks like it could go either way from this.
it's actually almost it was late at night or early night, late dusk. So that's why the picture's a little grainy. I had to really bump up the ISO to get the shot.
At least you got the shot. That's the main thing.
Were you waiting here for him to jump?
No, I was not. It's one of those things where, you know, you take, you hit the shutter and then you get 3 to 5 shots simultaneously. And there was 3 or 4 of these of the deer in near the fence. And then all of a sudden one just jumped up and went over. So it was just a lucky shot.
No, the right answer is I was there for hours.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, most of the evening,
Well, we were actually. But
I had to pack a supper.
that's one of those things when you're doing wildlife, you're there for hours. waiting.
That's right, just waiting.
For nothing. And this is actually over in Gilbert in the riparian.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. Okay, is that it? Let's see here. That concludes our sharing. Now, we talked about that, so we're good there. Close that one.
I think we've lost our Wi-Fi.
We have, oh, we have?
Yeah. No Wi-Fi networks found. And it dropped me off. And they dropped you off too.
People are still up there.
We're still seeing him. We're still seeing Bob.
Diane, are you still here? Diane?
I am still here. We're all still here enjoying it. Great photos, everyone.
How about you, Walt? You want to try to get back in?
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm fishing for a connection.
A couple extra quarters in there.
That's it.
Need a salon on the side.
Wish I knew where to dock this thing where it wouldn't be in the way.
In the art show? I'm seriously thinking about it, yeah, but I'm still working on it. So. I know. No pressure, right?
Can everybody see that? Can you see that at home?
Yes,
Okay, hang on. We're still trying to get the Zoom back in the auditorium.
We'll see.
We hear everything and we see the screen.
Oh, you can see? Well, they say they can.
It says color me purple with your name.
That's it. Well, maybe it's just Walt's.
Yeah, seems to be.
Oh, all you got to do is restart the session. Can you do that?
Not without my laptop finding the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
Well, we're fine. Our Zoom group is fine.
Okay, never mind me then.
so you just can't see the audience then.
Right. Which was a nice plus, but now we're interested in the meeting anyhow. It's fine.
All right, if you can't get back in, we'll just go on like this. Anyway, the topic of today is the color purple. So we're going to talk a little bit about purple. As soon as we figure out how we're going to navigate. Here we go. What does purple mean? These are some of the things that purple suggests. Ceremony, creativity, clairvoyance, horoscopes, mystery, nobility, magic, royalty, palm reading, occult, sensuality, spirituality, wealth, and wisdom. These are all the things that purple has come to be associated with over the years, at least in our society. Of course, every country is different, a little bit different, but this is what it means in our world. Here are some other purple meanings. purple cow refers to something remarkable. Purple prose is something about people lying and using exaggerations and so forth. Purple speech is profanity. Purple haze is a euphoria, drug-induced euphoria. And a purple patch is a run of good luck. And a purple state is a swing state that may vote Republican or Democrat in a given election. What did the green grape say to the purple grape? Breathe, breathe, breathe. Never mind. Are you purple? If your color is purple, you're a wee bit off, but in a special way. People that are drawn to purple are a little bit hippie-like. They are a little impractical. They're utopian ideas. They tend to favor mysticism and prefer to see the world through violet-covered glasses in a way that can be difficult for those around them. It's probably best that they just set up a tarot card reading shop, stat, and get on with it already. That's from what your favorite color says about you. And then, of course, the symbol of all purpleness, the one-eyed, one-horned purple people eater. And this guy's got it all. He's got the one eye, the one horn, and he's flying, and he's a people eater, so he qualifies. I love purple. Purple soul, creative, immature, wise, arrogant, intuitive, mysterious, imaginative, compassionate, dreamer, visionary, emotional. These are some of the things that purple people tend to trend toward. Before we get anything too light and airy, there's, of course, the reference to purple in America the Beautiful, for Purple Mountains Majesties. I always thought it was Purple Mountains Majesty, but it's actually, if you look up the lyrics, it's actually Purple Mountain Majesties. The plural is on the Majesties, not the mountain. But if you look up Purple Mountain, there are lots of purple mountains in the United States, some in Alaska, Washington, and Oregon. But that's a beautiful part of America the Beautiful, is for Purple Mountains Majesties. Purple Heart, this is the oldest existing medal that's presented in the armed forces. It's been given continually since the beginning of the United States. And we honor the recipients on August 7th. It's Purple Heart Day. There's about 1.8 million Purple Heart people out there. The only president to ever get a Purple Heart was John Kennedy. Lieutenant Anne Fox was the first woman to get a Purple Heart. That was for her heroic actions during the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. Other names you may recognize include Louis Burwell Chesty Puller. I didn't know who he was, but he was a famous general. James Arness, we all know from Gunsmoke. Charles Bronson, the Avenger, or the Vigilante. James Garner, we know from Maverick. Rod Serling from the Mystery Series. Kurt Vonnegut, Oliver Stone, Warren Spahn, Pam Tillman, Rocky Blair, and even some animals, Sergeant Stubby, the dog, and Sergeant Reckless, the horse. Purple is also a medical awareness month, also for Alzheimer's disease and epilepsy. Purple is a color for epilepsy awareness because it's associated with lavender, which is a purple and it's a traditional herbal element treatment for the disease. March 26th is Purple Day, which is a day where people dress in purple and raise awareness for epilepsy. So that's how purple is associated with medical awareness. Purple is part of the Catholic faith and part of the liturgy. The main time you see the purple vestments in the Catholic Church are during Advent and Lent, and they are during the times of penance, where you're getting ready for some large event to come, either Christmas or Easter. It's the road to those. In Orthodox Christianity, the purple color is considered the one to represent grief. Also, there's some thought that purple, the majesty of purple is associated with Christ. Purple movies, there have been a lot of purple movies. The most one I'm most familiar with, of course, is Purple Rain. Hey, come on in. Purple Rain, it was released in 1984, starred Prince. We also had the Purple Rose of Cairo, Purple Heart. The color purple was huge with Oprah Winfrey, Whoopi Goldberg, and directed by Steven Spielberg. The others are lesser known, Riders of the Purple Sage, Purple Butterfly, and the Purple Vigilantes. Purple songs. I decided not to play the Purple People Eater because that would be an earworm to be with you the rest of the weekend, so I didn't want to do that. But everybody remembers that one, plus Purple Rain. But you also had Pale Purple, Purple Haze, Purple Ray Gun, Purple Stain, Purple Toupee, Start Wearing Purple, The Purple of All Curtains, and Voices Green and Purple. Those are just the ones that I found. I'm sure there's many more out there. Purple flowers, where do we start? There's a lot of them. Lavender, lilac, violets, we're probably all familiar with those. Tulips, lily of the Nile, a lot of you guys are much more familiar with these than I am. Iris, petunia, of course. Purple trivia. In the garden, the perfect complementary color to purple is yellow. Purple produce is another one that you can't get away without thinking of blackberries, red onions, cherries, purple corn, red grapes, and even purple kale for those of you who are inclined. But of course, the one that really stands out is the eggplant. Purple trivia. Carrots used to be purple, like many years ago. As the story goes, 17th century Dutch farmers started to crossbreed specifically for orange carrots in honor of their ruler, William of Orange. It's good to know. Purple in sports, we got the Baltimore Ravens, Minnesota Vikings, the Colorado Rockies in baseball, got the Phoenix Suns in basketball, and you got the Sacramento Kings in hockey. Purple hair. Some can pull this off better than others, but there have been many celebrities that do dye their hair purple. This is showing Katy Perry, but Kelly Osbourne's also done it. Lady Gaga, famously, Nicole Richie, Vanessa Hudgens. These are just some of the ones that have been caught with purple hair. Purple rocks. If you're born in the purple, you are born of high or noble birth. The amethyst is the birthstone for February. It's also believed to possess physical, spiritual, and emotional healing powers. And one of the rarest gemstones is the purple diamond. Because they form only under special conditions, purple diamonds rank among the world's rarest colored diamonds. The higher the quality of the diamond, the deeper the shade of purple. Purple pleasures. When combined with pink, purple is associated with eroticism, femininity, and seduction. If you didn't see something here you like, you can also visit the purple store. Everything they sell is purple.
Where is this?
This one is it's online. I think it's back east somewhere, but you just go to www.thepurplestore.com and they have everything from socks to bow ties to anything that you want. They've got everything, cups, mugs. Color evokes time, place, and emotion. It can be the subject itself. Color, whether loud or soft, tells a story. Strong understanding of color theory, color temperature, and the color's psychological properties is key to becoming a successful photographer. That's from Cheryl Dorskin, who's written several books on color. I've noticed the same thing myself. In other words, if sometimes you see a photograph and before you even care about what the photograph's about, the thing that strikes you is the color. The color just jumps out and grabs you. Perfect example is in Mexico, we were going by a market. You know how the markets are in Mexico. But I mean, just the color just hits you so much in the face. It becomes the subject itself. In fact, the photograph could be taken and the subject is color because it just grabs you and it's gorgeous and you just want to remember how you saw it. So how do we get purple? It's real simple. You just take a red rubber ducky, put it with a blue rubber ducky, and you get a purple rubber ducky. What can you do with it? Well, purple, if you combine it with yellow, primary is your yellow, and then complementary becomes your purple. Most of you are familiar with the color wheel. That just means that the one directly across from it is the complementary color. That's where you get the petunia you see there in the, I think it's a petunia that you see there in the photograph. If you take blue, the primary color, it goes well with orange, as you can see by the flower against the blue sky. And then red, the complementary is green, as you can see from the bell peppers. These are just things to look for when you're photographing. And when you can see that there's some symmetry going there, just go ahead and grab it.
Bob, can
Yes.
I interject one thing?
Sure.
As long as you're there on the color wheel. My favorite color scheme for gardening or when I'm putting plants together is the secondary color scheme of green, that's your plant, and then orange and purple. And that really pops.
There you go. There you go.
Mine too, and I think that those actually are very strong colors together.
Yes.
The secondary color schemes are almost as strong as the primary
But
ones.
what's interesting too, Charlene, is the fact it's nature, just
Yeah.
natural in nature.
Right.
That's good. This is the kind of thing I wanted to be brought up. If there's anything that that you guys know as we go along, please chime in. The presentations that is not long, and we're almost done. So anything that you can do to add to the presentation is good. Purple view. It's one of the hardest. Purple is one of the hardest colors for the eye to distinguish. It's at the bottom of the scale, and it's almost into the ultraviolet, X-ray, gamma ray area. These are the colors that are visible light. Purple photography. Charlene was kind enough to share some photos that I threw in here. And there's some of mine and some of Charlene. So these are just some exhibits. The main thing I wanted to point out is I hope you all got here early enough to enjoy the purple shots that Charlene was kind enough to share up here. And if you didn't get a chance earlier, be sure and stop by on when we're done. Take a look at them. They're beautiful. This is Twilight at the Riparian. This is from Charlene. This is from Albuquerque, the Balloon Fest. This is a street music. This is a great shot. The street musician. I don't know what kind of noise it was making, but kind of an oompa. Yeah, that makes sense.
Seattle, Ice Market.
That's a great shot. Love it. That's from Boyce Thompson, I believe. I believe that's from Butchart Gardens. This is Mexican Sage by Charlene. Cactus. Meow Wolf Forest. Where is that, Charlene?
That's in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and it's an amazing place.
Is that just once a year, or is it all?
No, it goes all year long.
Is it indoors or outdoors?
It's indoors. The wine is outdoors to get into it. But it's mind blowing. They have all kinds of stuff.
Is that like ultraviolet light type thing and
Yes.
in fluorescent colors?
And it's hard to explain. I mean, when we were in Santa Fe and thinking about going there, everybody said, well, it's hard to explain, but it's really cool. And that's.
And they were right.
That's the best description I can give of it. It's hard to explain.
Very unusual. Just some purple flowers. Bumblebee and Sage, Charlene. Another bee. This is beautiful. This is a jellyfish. More cactus. This is a gorgeous also graffiti, Charlene. Where'd you find that, Charlene? Do you remember?
Seattle.
Seattle. That's riparian. That's from when I went up north. Diane and I went up north to the Lavender Festival one year. That's from Roosevelt, the art district of Roosevelt Avenue. And that's Albuquerque also, Purple House. I just love that house. I don't know why. I just love it. It speaks to me. Anyway, if you like purple, you're going to love orange, which is coming February 5th. And with that, the color purple thanks you. All right. Anybody else have anything? Anybody else have any questions, comments, or anything? Yes.
Thank you. It was a great presentation.
Thank you, Diane. Yes.
One of the things that I've noticed, especially in taking, I really like purple, I take a lot of pictures of purple, but I have to be careful on the exposure for my camera because for whatever reason, the camera doesn't like taking purple as a color, unless it's much darker. I noticed that when I was in Antelope Canyon, stuff that looked purple to my eye didn't look purple in the picture, so I had to darken the exposure to get it. I don't know if that's true for all cameras, but mine's a Canon 80D, and it was certainly true for me.
Reds too.
Yeah, you can find in the same thing.
Purple
Yeah,
and reds.
yeah,
Purple and reds are the hardest.
yeah,
For me to get clarity,
right,
especially if there's a lot of detail in it, like even a red flower,
yeah.
but already you have to play around with your settings.
And I was trying to take pictures of the vitex tree in my front yard, which has these beautiful purple flowers on it, but every single one of them turned out purple. It was just,
I wonder if it's the same thing as like the eye being hard for the eye to see purple because it's so close to the end of the spectrum. I wonder if that's part of it. I don't know.
that could be.
I don't know.
Makes sense.
What else? Any more? Yes.
I have a general question. I don't know if you have any information, but I was curious because it looks like you were at the Riparian also. What's going on there? Any idea? As far as just the overgrown, it looks like.
It's part of, I just know from personal experience, but it's actually open to the public almost as a, oh, by the way, it's really part of Gilbert's ecosystem and part of preserving their water and so forth. So that's really the basis for it.
I mean, you can barely walk through that place anymore. It's just so overgrown and forgotten.
Oh, really? I haven't been there for a while. I'm sorry to hear that. The paths are starting to.
Well, I think the main path is fine, although there's a couple times where you kind of have to get underneath the trees, but all the photography locations, the bird blinds and things like that, they're gone. They're just.
I have a feeling that's part of the COVID thing and the labor shortage and.
It's crazy over there.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's part of that because normally it's very well kept. Yeah, it's a good comment, though. I appreciate it. What else? Have a great weekend. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.